Yeah. Welcome to Headkrack's Hip Hop Spot. It's three of like the most groundbreaking producers that hip hop has to offer. I know a lot of people try to throw that whole ATL tag on things, but nah, man, you guys actually redefine the face of hip hop, man. Ladies and gentlemen, from Organized Noize, we got Rico Wade, we got Sleepy Brown, we got Ray Murray. Yeah,
appreciate it, man. Headkrack.
Sometimes I feel like Macho Man Randy Savage when I do these promos. Oh yeah, in the studio.
Walk that walk.
Yeah. Man, yo, brothers, man, congratulations on your brand new documentary, The Art of Organized Noize, which is now available on Netflix. For you cheap bastards don't like to go to the movies and watch movies, you can stream it to your heart's content, man.
Netflix and chill tour. Just tell them you know one of us. Turn Netflix on and chill.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You might get some.
But yo, you guys actually, was some of the makers of the original Netflix and chill music, man. I will go to the grave saying that Can't Wait by Sleepy Brown is actually one of my favorite actual joints of all time. Just make you want to go out and go and enjoy yourself, man.
Step out for the night.
Yeah. So let's go back to the essence of it all, man. The Organized Noize story, man. Like, how did y'all three brothers come together and just start putting together that heat?
Me and Rico met first. Rico was working at Lamonte's
beauty supply store.
Yep.
I had my finger waves.
Yep. And
Tion from TLC actually introduced me and him.
Right.
Okay.
T-Boz from TLC actually introduced us, and he was already a legend as far as he was in the dance group Guest or whatever. We're a popular group around the skating rink.
The Yeek movement.
Like when Dallas did the movie ATL, he kind of touched on it a little bit about whatever. But we met through that. We started a singing group, but we ended up going to a studio. We met Ray because he was just the most known people. He was the smartest kind of like guy who knew more about hip hop than anybody else as far as studying. We kind of got together. Yeah. You.
No, you do, bro. You taught us.
Yeah, nah, he being sarcastic.
Yeah.
But that's how we got together, and we just kind of we were all trying to be artists to a certain degree at first. Then kind of realized early on that you needed strong people behind you with the business part. So we just elected, like, let's go ahead and kind of get behind, find us some cats to get behind or whatever.
Right.
And we put it together, called it Organized Noize or whatever. And after seeing people like the Bomb Squad, seeing that it was production teams out there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
After we noticed that it wasn't, producers weren't just one person, but actually you might get collective people coming together. Like you had Spider-Man and Dr. Freeze, them. Because you had the Bomb Squad, and that made us say, man, let us come together and combine our talents or whatever.
But what you guys did was, not only come together in a phenomenal way, but you guys created a sound. Like, how does it feel to create a sound that ain't been created yet? Because what you guys were going to the lab and cooking up and coming out with, this is original recipe. This is KFC.
Yeah.
It's not 31 spices. Y'all coming with 46.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Goody Mob didn't sound like Outkast. Cool Breeze didn't sound like nobody else. Sleepy didn't sound
crack up on it, man. I'm a little impressed here.
I'm a student of this game. Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
Big Rube.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I used to live for that poetry that used to be on some of them records in Society of Soul and all that, man.
We really appreciate that, man. Yeah. And really what it was, and once again, we were standing on our brothers from New York's back. It was more like we studied hip-hop, and we felt like music does make you, adding more music could make you a little more commercial, but if you do it the correct way. So we took a point to stop using the keyboards and start going to get the actual, because we was like, man, we sampling old 70s records, and they got an old Wurlitzer or old B3. Maybe we can use music, just use the authentic instruments by using the actual. If we try to use keyboards, that made it sound plastic. It made it sound like you was trying to make New Jack Swing or whatever. Yeah, cheesier. Like, yeah, now it's way more authentic. So, so like us using analog sounds with the drum beats and stuff. That's what. And honestly, what helped make that sound was Antonio Reed not doing anything, but him giving us that check, and him saying us wanting him to like it a little bit. And we knew that we weren't gonna clown ourselves or try to make no straight R&B rap music, but we was like, you know what? We want him to at least identify with some of this stuff. And so the times when he would be like, what sound is that? I said, that's the Wurlitzer. Y'all pulled a real Wurlitzer in. So each time he would do that, we're like, yeah, we just brought in a live stream player. Man, I brought some live stream. Man, we just brought a bass player. Man, he was just so impressed by that. It was like, more money. Like each time we opened it up more, it impressed him because he was the age difference. He wasn't really into rap, but he loved music.
Right.
He closed his eyes and that's how and Pebbles loved our bass lines, and Antonio Reed loved our beats because he's a drummer. He was a drummer or whatever. So that kind of pushed us to. We were doing it for ourselves, but we kind of wanted to impress him a little bit. So we wanted him to feel like, oh man, this is my group. We proud of him or whatever. Like so, that helped us push the edge or whatever. And then I remember we was at his studio one time. He had an old Moog, what's it called? The Moog bass, the one that Roger Troutman them used to use.
Not the same thing he used for the synthesizer.
No, not synth, but it's actually for playing keyboards. But it was the one you make the bass, you make the George Mini Moog. L.A. Reid them had one sitting in the back room at La Coco. And I remember we just started taking his equipment because y'all wouldn't use it. We started taking all his old gear. And then once he started hearing some of the records, he started asking for it back.
Wow.
He's like, hey, man,
that became a threat at that point.
He's like, hey, man, y'all need to bring my Moog back over here. I said, it's cool. We can buy some more now. Buy our own. You know what it is. Yeah. We had to try yours out first.
And I think it eventually helped create records that people would eventually want to sample. I mean, like when you listen to like Crumble and Herb, y'all did that one, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yo, like even on cassette it sounded like vinyl.
Yes.
Like it was so rich, deep, and had a heart to it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like the worst thing that happened in hip hop, or just the music in general, is the fact that it's so easy for everybody to record now. That everything sounds so digital. It's all compressed and crunched.
Yeah.
Nothing has that warm, earthy feeling to it. We was talking today. Today we was talking about the passing of Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
A lot of their records had such a warm feel to it, and that that's just.
That's
from
missing.
it not being so digital in the mix.
Yeah, that's missing a little bit now, and the music is entertaining now. It's crunk, but you might not feel it. It's like it's more of it makes you jump up, it makes you might move, but the stuff that we was listening to back then, it was like heartfelt to where you actually can just throw it on and actually get into your mind, go into where you're thinking about something totally different from what you're listening to. It just opens you up, opens your heart and your emotions up to where now it's not as emotional. It's most definitely
Not as emotional. It's just totally different.
Emotion. Yeah.
You gotta remember too. Plus, we grew up we coming from early, the end of R&B.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? You gotta remember when we were young, rap music and all that was still on the underground station and everything. So there's a balance for us. These new kids, they don't actually have that balance. Everything is in their hand. Everything is instantly accessible. They have access to everything, but it's so much music that has been made over the last 40 years, 50 years, that they actually don't have a reference in 30 years.
Yeah.
They only got 20.
I blame radio for that in some respect too, because they crumble these artists up and throw them away. No one cares about that. But when we were growing up, as much as we were into hip hop and whatever the current wave of R&B was, we was aware of Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
To the point where
Absolutely.
we know a Marvin Gaye record when we hear it.
Yeah.
We weren't alive when it was popping, but we were aware. And with all the information readily available, the people aren't aware as they were. Like back in the 80s and late 70s. Yeah. It's weird. So you guys have had a chance to work with a little bit of everybody. I mean, it doesn't just lay in the hip hop lane. You touch some R&B as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most interesting session that you guys sat in on and got a chance to see a record kind of get created, man? Like, where you sit back, look at it later, it's like, yeah.
The In Vogue, when we did the In Vogue song for Set It Off, for the movie Set It Off or whatever, it was we was in the studio. And we wasn't in the studio with In Vogue yet, but we was working with Andrea Martin, a songwriter out of New York. Sylvia Rone and Sylvia Rone had flew her down to Atlanta. And at the time, we was trying to work on a song for Mick Jagger. And I remember telling her that, like let's think of something for Mick. Because I had just went to the hotel to meet him. I'm like, man, let's get something for Mick. So she was thinking, what's it, that energy. So she went in and just put that melody down. What's it gonna be? And when she did that, I was like, actually when Sylvia heard it, she wanted to use it for In Vogue. But watching her go in, watching us work with her, like knowing that the artist wasn't there, but we needed a hit record. So we had one of the best songwriters in the city. And she just went in the booth, just putting down melodies. And I remember saying like, okay, that's gonna be the bridge. That can be the verse. That can be this. And she went and started penning it. Then they got the girls on it, and the rest is history. It became and how big of a song it was. It just proved that the process does work. Like that's why to this very day now they invest so much money in songwriters and producers to just put them in a room somewhere because you can get some magic out of it if you got some good songwriters and good producers. So it's not necessarily just the artist, because working with Curtis Mayfield was special, but working with certain songwriters, working with Sebastian Cole, the guy who wrote the song for that girl, I'll Be Over Here. It's that song that's on the radio now. The girl, what's her name? I know you know.
I listen to podcasts.
Alyssa
Cara. Oh, over here, that one. Yeah. Nah, she's dope. She's super
the guy
dope.
who wrote with her, Sebastian Cole, we went in the studio with him and see him write. Just writers really impress me. I really love working with, because they can just turn an instrumental into royalties.
It's a lost art. So speaking of royalties, what was the record that really changed you guys' life? Like, when was it, like, after what song came out was it on and popping from that moment on?
Waterfalls. Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls by TLC. We did.
You know what though? But you got to go back to Southern Playlist because we still had Freak Week going on.
Okay.
So when we have done this record, we're riding through the city, and every car in the city is playing a different song.
From Outkast out.
In the middle of Freak Week.
Yeah, and this is the early Freaknik. This is 94.
Okay.
This is one of the best ones. Like, this is when traffic got, this is when they didn't understand how to control it yet. They just let it happen. They said, you know what? Don't go downtown.
Yeah.
Just stay in there, and don't arrest these kids or whatever. Like, let them have fun. Like Mayor Campbell did his thing. He's just like, just let it die, let it die out. I think us trying to control it, we
Make it worse.
We're gonna make a riot. So let's just let these kids have fun. Let's kind of keep it in the AU in the AU Center area where the colleges are, and the spread to kind of people apart. But he's right. That was really big for us as far as just us personally, like riding around seeing that your city, because Outkast wasn't, when Players Ball came out in November. Chris was like the Bay Area, other areas was playing Players Ball, but by April when that Freaknik came and the whole Outkast album out, the love of the city really was there. It's where everybody was playing different songs. Financially, when Waterfalls came out,
the game changer.
That's when the game. That's
Cars in Big House time once Waterfalls dropped.
Yeah, Cars in Big House time. 3 cars and 3 big houses. It wasn't just like one person getting. It was more like once we did Waterfalls, we were starting to get courted by labels. Like, well, we want to do a major deal with you guys, but we were still with L.A. Reid. So in order for them to keep us on the speed dial, Jimmy gave us a song deal, $1 million to do 10 songs that we never did. And Sylvia gave us $750,000 for 10 songs that we never did. Like, but it was like something that they were doing in order to make us, to let us know that you can't do no songs with nobody else.
They was trying to make y'all the Gamble and Huff of the situation, or whatever situation they
tried to
brought
lock
y'all
us in.
into.
Yes. Yeah, I mean we did.
Blackberry Molasses, that was y'all too?
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah, we did do songs. I'm just being funny.
Well, guys.
Legally, we did all the songs. Legally, we did 10 songs. We did those 10. We turned them in.
That's right.
We turned those 10 in.
It'd be like that sometimes. So the documentary is called The Art of Organized Noize.
Yes.
It's available right now on Netflix. If someone has never heard Organized Noize and they want to bask in the ignorance of the fact that they was born in 1999 and they don't know anything, why would they watch this documentary?
Metro Boomin on it. I just kidding. And Metro Boomin don't trust you, I'm a shoot. Well, really, hip hop history again, man. Like, you might not. I want you to get educated as far as going as far back as James Brown and some of the Sly Stone and some of the great Weather Report jazz stuff. But if you're not gonna go that far back, at least get into the Organized Noize part of it. Then that might help you go back to the EPMD and to the Run DMC part. Because if you don't know where you've been, you're not gonna know where you're going,
right?
Or whatever. So it's not about just us. It's about we just gave you some literature. We just put some out here, some content, just to get people up to speed with Headkrack. See why Headkrack in here? You see, he got, you know what I'm saying? He got a nice position here because of the fact that he knows his history, and that's what someone was just telling me a minute ago. We gotta get in the yo with you. I heard you had your backpack,
bro. I was gonna actually after this interview have a quick I want to look arm over the shoulders conversation with you guys because I see something, but we'll discuss that in a second. But guys, I mean, if you guys don't get the praise every day as much as you should, I would like to say that you guys have molded and shaped it. Not only just the sound, but like what you guys do and have done. you guys shape people's lives with the music. There's people who go to a certain place every time they hear Waterfalls. There's people who go to a place every time they hear, like, you know, anything from Dungeon Family whatsoever, whether it be like the Goody Mob's first LP, whether it be like, that's like it could be Tuesday night at 3, it could be Tuesday 3 p.m. If I hear Can't Wait, I want to go out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care where I got to be. And just thank you for using your gifts to you know, to put it out there for the people, because like, yo, music be man, people be in dark places.
Yes,
right?
yes,
and,
I agree.
And music gets them
It
out
saves
of
it.
that.
I agree more than anything. That's
Right.
it's very, very true, Headkrack. Very true. That's my main reason for loving music. Is to help you get by day to day.
Yeah.
Word. I mean, that's why I try to do what I do, man. So like, I mean, just to see guys who take it as seriously as you guys take it, I salute that.
Yeah.
The
Thanks, bro.
documentary is called The Art of Organized Noize.
Yes.
This is conveniently organized noise.
Bang.
Take a good look at these fellas, man. That's Ray over there. That's Sleepy right there. That's Rico over there.
Yes, sir.
Get familiar, know your history, because it's alive and living, man. It is hip hop.
It is
the
hip-hop.
hip hop spot, man. We out.
Yes.
Yeah.